Hello everybody, I am Mustafa Gafour. In this tutorial I am going to show you how to use localization and globalization in ASP.NET. As you can see, I made this page. It has two languages, English and Arabic. Okay, we will do the same thing again. Okay, so this is from my previous tutorial in Arabic. uh, as you can see, it converts from Arabic to English. Now we will delete everything we made in my previous tutorial. We will make a new form. We will call it index.aspx. Here, index.aspx, we will need two buttons. Okay, let's run. Okay, button 1 and button 2. It's here button Kurdish and button English. So here is Kurdish and here is English. We need HR and two labels. We need another two buttons. Okay, so this is the HTML. Now let's go to the code. Protected. By the way, I'm using Visual Studio Community Edition 2015. Okay, so protected initialized culture. Button override initialize culture. Before the base.initialize culture, we need thread system.threading. As you can see, dot current thread dot current culture equal culture info, and culture info from system.globalization dot create specific culture, and let's say I want the website always in Kurdish. So here I specified KU. So the same thing, thread dot current thread dot current UI culture equal new culture info, and it's KU. Okay, so this code to display the website always in Kurdish. Let's make a local resources. The local resources always about the pages. What I mean is every page has a local resources. So add new ASP.NET folder. As you can see, we have global resources and local resources. The global resources to use the globalization and local resources to use the localization. We will need both here. So local resources, and let's add another one, the global resources. Let's add a new local resource. Cancel. Okay. Add resource file. It must be the same name as the page. So and we have index.aspx and here to index.aspx. Now we have index.resx. Let's rename it to index.aspx. By default, index.aspx.resx, it's for English language. So let's make for the Kurdish language. If you want to use Arabic, .ar. If you want to use Kurdish.ku. So we have two local resources. I want label 1 to say hello, and label 2 to say my name, and it's Mustafa Gafur. Now in English I want the same, but in Kurdish, Slav Mustafa Gafur, but in Kurdish. Okay, so now I want to use the local resources. I have level 1 and level 2. To use the local resources, open ASP.NET tag and $sign, write down resources and the name of the key in the resource file. I want to use label 1. Okay, so it's label 1. It should be the same name as the name that we want to use. So if we have a label for first name, we should say label first name, not label 1. Okay, so the same thing for label 2. Now our website should be displayed in Kurdish. Okay, it's running. After that, we will use the globalization. The main difference between localization and localization is localization is for every page. Every page should have local resources, independent local resources. But we can use the globalization. For example, if we have some buttons or some labels or some text that we want to use in every page on some of pages, we don't have to use to repeat the key in the resource in every local resources. So we use global resources and call it in whatever page. So as you can see, our website is in Kurdish, Slav Mustafa Gafur, but in Kurdish. Okay, so let's use the globalization now. Globalization, I want to make resources for all the buttons. Okay, so I will call it buttons. If I have a name of some group, maybe controls, I will say controls, and I will put keys for buttons, labels. Okay, but I want here to use buttons. Okay, so we have button.resx. We don't have .aspx because it's not an aspx resource. So button.aspx, by default it's for English. Another one for Kurdish, the ku.rsx. Okay, so let's close them. Close one. Okay, so I want double resources for button 1. This is button 1 and English. Okay, and here button 2 in English, and here the same thing but in Kurdish, whatever. Okay, now as you can see we have the key is button 1 and button 2. Click save and let's use the resources, and it's the same thing as resources and the key was button 1, and the same thing for button 2. but uh, the global resource name was button, so we must write button and here too. Okay, that's the only difference between localization and localization in the code. uh, Now let's make the website in English and Kurdish. Let's go to the code. Okay, we need to make two events. On click, put on Kurdish click, and on click, put on English click. We have two events. Okay, in the Kurdish button, let's say session lang equal ku, and here in the English en. Okay, and let's make a response, a refresh to the page. Okay, it's already a post back, but let's make response dot redirect this dot page dot request dot url dot toString. Okay, now this code only display the website in the Kurdish language. So I will check if session lang not equal now. Do the following, else display in English. So by default, the website will be displayed in English. If the session has a value of KU, so it means it's Kurdish and the website should be displayed in Kurdish, else it's in English. Okay, that's too simple. Now let's run the application. So localization, every page should have local resources. So if we have a button or a label or text, as we said before, we need it in more than one page, we should use a global resource. So for example, if I have a contact.aspx and I want to make a local resource and global resources, I will make a local resource here in the application local resources. I will call contacts.aspx.ku, the same thing as the index, and we'll call this global resources button the same way we did in the index.aspx. So our website now should be displayed in English language. Okay, it's too slow. Now this button in English, this button in English. Hello, Mustafa Jafour. I want to display the website in Kurdish. Salam Mustafa Jafour, but in Kurdish. Okay, so tools, symbol. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and post any comments you want, any question. Thank you for watching.